This gentleman that helps me is James, and James does all the spraying. James is a 70-year-old man, and he hadn't dealt with a lot of computers in his life, and he was a little bit apprehensive about learning the controls, the GPS and this sort of stuff, but James ran it for probably pretty near a week, I guess, 4 or 5 days, and he liked the features, and he was able to take it on, and we decided if we was going to buy a unit like this, we wanted to get one that would have a good amount of functions to it that would make it easy and make it a lot simpler to run.
I haven't had any trouble with the spraying system, haven't had any trouble with the drive system. It's very simple to service. Even I can understand how the machine works from a mechanical perspective, and that's really saying something for an economist to be able to understand a piece of engineering. But yeah, we're very well pleased with the simplicity of the machine.
And that was probably important for us because it was our entry into this. We didn't have another sprayer before we had this one, and we weren't using this technology in much of our other equipment. So that was an important piece for us, was that it was simple enough for me to learn.
I have driven it in the fields. It's very, very simple. Everything's easy to work. It's very farmer friendly.
I would say half a day at the most, and you're comfortable and away you go.
It handles real well. At the time I bought it, my boy was 11, so now he's 15 now though, so he's a little bit older. So he had been riding in the cab with me. One day I looked at him and said, "Do you think you can take it on over to this other place?" And he was like, "Sure." And you know, I just crossed my fingers, and you know, I have a two-way radio in there, so I was keeping in touch with him, and he didn't have any problem with it. Spray sometime with it also. Sometimes I'd say, "Hey, fill up that sprayer and head it over to the Cecil farm over at the Graham section down the road." So I had a son that was driving it.
My oldest son come back, and he'd never been on a spray rig before in his life. And what was it, a month ago? Yep. Put him on it one morning, showed him where all the knobs were, how to run, you know, went everything through at once. And we've got a little cheat sheet in there. We made our own little pad to go through the steps to set up your computer. That first day, 2 or 3 phone calls. You know, "Hey, do this when I kill it. How'd I shut this off?" I rode with him one round, got out. He ran it for, I guess he probably sprayed 1,000 acres. 3 or 4 phone calls. And I was in there maybe 30 minutes with him. Never been on one before in his life.
That's what I'm saying, guys, is you take a rig like this, you take a guy that's never been in one, you can train him in a hurry.